A few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to speak briefly at a conference in San Francisco. This annual conference, attended by close to 10,000 people, mainly catered to business professionals. Towards the end of the event, they had a spiritual guest speaker, which was a refreshing addition. After the conference, the organizer invited a select group of speakers and attendees to his home for dinner. The gathering was relatively small, consisting of about 150 people. The host even arranged for some entertainment. The highlight of the evening was a performance by a unique individual who was part yogi and part magician. It was unclear whether he leaned more towards being a yogi or a magician, or if his act was a combination of both. His performance took place in the garden, where a large tent had been set up to accommodate the crowd. In the center of the area stood a raised platform with a massive transparent water tank. Inside the tank, a few fishes gracefully swam. The anticipation grew as it was announced that the man would now immerse himself in the tank and hold his breath for an astonishing 7 minutes. He entered the tank while still wearing some clothes, and everyone watched as he floated effortlessly in the water. From inside the tank, he peered out at the audience, resembling a fish observing its surroundings. The countdown began, and for 7 minutes, he remained submerged, astonishing the onlookers with his breath-holding ability. Once the 7 minutes had passed, he emerged from the tank, gasping for air and recovering from his daring feat. Curious to meet him, the organizer introduced me to the performer, who was surrounded by a small group of people. One of them asked me if I could do what he just did. I replied humorously that while I couldn't hold my breath for 7 minutes, I could certainly attempt to stop thinking for that duration. The evening was filled with awe-inspiring moments, blending spirituality, entertainment, and thought-provoking conversations. It served as a reminder of the diverse experiences and talents that exist within the realm of human capabilities. The man who had been in the tank likened the experience to a state of not thinking. He implied that when he was in the tank, his focus was solely on holding his breath, and if he were to engage in thinking, he would not have been able to last for the entire 7 minutes. Assuming it wasn't a trick, his ability to remain in that state highlighted the main point I want to emphasize this afternoon. We are gathered here to fully realize that there are 2 dimensions to our existence. The first dimension is the one defined by our physical and psychological form, including our thoughts and the sense of identity they create. The second dimension is a deeper space within us, where a vast consciousness exists beyond form. This deeper dimension is often referred to as the unborn, unmanifested, or uncreated, as described by the Buddha in one of the sutras. According to the sutra, if there were no unmanifested dimension, we would be trapped in the cycle of the manifested and the created, bound by our thoughts and the limited sense of self they generate. Our purpose in this evolutionary journey is to explore and bring forth the deeper, undefined aspect of our being into our lives. It is within this dimension that we discover a more profound sense of I that transcends the limitations of thought. You have already begun to realize that continuous thinking is not necessary, and that your true essence does not depend on the mind's perception of who you are. There is a more immediate and authentic sense of self that can be accessed without relying solely on thought. To tap into the unmanifested, the unborn, or the uncreated, you must find the space of no thought within yourself. This space always exists, but it is often overshadowed by the incessant stream of thoughts. As you gradually become comfortable with the state of not knowing, you open yourself up to the unknown and the undefined. In this space, you connect with primordial intelligence, the essence that transcends mere thoughts. While thoughts can be measured to a limited degree, true access to this primordial intelligence requires a shift away from exclusive reliance on thought. It is a journey of discovering the wisdom and intelligence that resides beyond the realm of constant thinking. If you don't relinquish your dependence on conditioned knowledge and incessant thinking, you will remain confined and limited. A highly developed mind that relies solely on accumulated knowledge and lacks wisdom can be dangerous, both for oneself and others. This is evident in the actions of some politicians and the creation of destructive weapons by highly intelligent individuals in the industry. True intelligence needs to be guided by something deeper, by wisdom. Wisdom emerges from a dimension beyond the realm of constant thinking. To access this deeper dimension within yourself, you must let go of the unconscious belief that constant thinking is necessary to navigate life. It is a misconception that thinking alone will keep things under control. In reality, it is in surrendering to the present moment without immediate conclusions or opinions, that true wisdom can arise. In our education systems, there is often a bias toward quick answers and immediate responses. The ability to provide a swift answer is valued, while those who require more time for reflection and understanding may be overlooked. This pressure for quick thinking discourages the deeper contemplation necessary for true insight to emerge. Let us consider the example of Albert Einstein. When he was just 4 years old, there were concerns about his mental abilities because he didn't conform to the quick thinking expected by society. However, Einstein's genius was not diminished by his slower response time. His brilliance emerged when he allowed the questions to sink in and waited for the deeper understanding to unfold. Similarly, we need to cultivate patience and silence the incessant chatter of the mind to access the dimension of wisdom within ourselves. It is in the absence of constant thinking that we can tap into the vast intelligence that transcends the limitations of accumulated knowledge. By relinquishing our reliance on thinking and embracing the realm of not knowing, we open ourselves up to the guidance and insights of a deeper consciousness. This is where true wisdom resides, waiting to express itself through the instrument of our human mind. If you remain reliant on conditioned knowledge and incessant thinking, you will always be confined and limited. This limitation hinders your creativity and prevents true wisdom from emerging. It's possible to possess a highly developed mind, but still lack wisdom, which serves as a guiding force from a deeper level of consciousness. A highly developed mind, whether at an individual or societal level, can be dangerous if it lacks wisdom. Such a mind can wreak havoc for both oneself and others. This is evident in the actions of some politicians who may possess conventional intelligence, but often demonstrate a lack of wisdom. They fail to consider the broader implications and deeper consequences of their decisions. We need not name names, as examples can be found in the past 20 years. The absence of wisdom in their actions is astonishing. Furthermore, highly developed industries often produce devastating weapons of destruction. The individuals involved in creating these weapons are undoubtedly intelligent, as building such weaponry requires a high level of intellect. However, intelligence alone is not enough. Wisdom is required to guide intelligence and ensure its expression aligns with a deeper understanding. Wisdom transcends mere intelligence and utilizes the human mind as an instrument for its expression. To access this deeper dimension of wisdom, we must relinquish our unconscious belief that incessant thinking is necessary to navigate life. Continuously trying to work things out through thought leads to a loss of control. Instead, we must recognize that in each moment we don't need to hastily form conclusions or opinions. This rush to judge and label is often encouraged in educational settings, where quick responses are valued. However, some individuals need more time for the question to truly sink in before they can provide a thoughtful answer. One need only look at the example of Einstein, whose parents initially had concerns about his mental abilities due to his slower response time. Yet his genius emerged when given the necessary space and time for deeper understanding to unfold. To tap into the profound wisdom within ourselves, we must relinquish the unconscious belief that constant thinking is the key. This belief only serves to keep us limited. We must embrace the unknown and be comfortable with not always having immediate answers. By surrendering to the present moment and allowing the space of no thought, we open ourselves up to the vast intelligence and wisdom that resides beyond the realm of constant thinking. It is from this deeper dimension that true insight and wisdom can emerge, guiding our actions and enriching our lives. Because he took his time allowing the question to sink in, we must summon the courage to venture into the unknown. What is this unknown place? It is not a physical location. It's the ability to refrain from immediately imposing interpretations on the world, situations, and people as they arise. It is the capacity to truly observe, not just with our eyes but metaphorically, giving undivided attention to whatever is present in this moment. In this state of attentive awareness, we can feel the inherent power of consciousness itself, shining its light upon situations and individuals. This power does not originate from us, it flows through us. When we fully attend to something, without getting entangled in thoughts, we become aware of a profound sense of self-confidence. This is not the egoic self-confidence that stems from external factors. It is a deep knowing that connects us not only with other human beings, but with the source of all life. We are not separate but intricately interconnected, expressions of the one consciousness. When we can sense this unity within ourselves, We no longer wander in a state of continuous anxiety, anticipating the next disturbance. We develop a certain confidence that is not dependent on achievements or positions in the external world. It is a confidence born out of presence, out of aligning with the vastness that permeates our being. It is a shift from external validation to an inner knowing. The ego seeks confidence through superficial attributes like looks, wealth, or others' opinions. A person blessed with physical attractiveness may derive confidence from the admiration and envy they receive. However, these external factors are transient and unreliable sources of confidence. True confidence arises from connecting with the depths of our being, the unchanging essence beyond appearances and opinions. It is a confidence rooted in recognizing our inseparable connection to the totality of existence. When we tap into this inner confidence, external fluctuations lose their power to destabilize us. We find stability and peace within ourselves, no longer reliant on fleeting external circumstances.